My name's Rafaela and I became an Ahmadi Muslim 2.5 years ago.
नहीं है ये सौदा है दिल का
I was raised as a Catholic and then I became atheist. And then when I was about 20, I became a Muslim, a Sunni Muslim. And then when I was at the start of 2023, I became an Ahmadi Muslim. So when I first became an Ahmadi, one of the first things I did was I wrote a letter to Huzul to introduce myself and I explained my convert story. And then alhamdulillah, I got a response from Huzul and it was a really lovely letter with his prayers um, for me to, develop my faith and remain like strong to the teachings of Islam. So that was the start of my relationship with Khilafat, and that was very special. And from then, it's always been really important for me to just regularly write to Huzul, update him with my progress. You know, if I'm trying to start something new in terms of learning more about Islam or improving myself, then I always update Huzul and I'll request his prayers. So obviously, because I came from a non-Muslim background, I couldn't read the Holy Quran. Um, but this was something that was really important to me and I really wanted to be able to do it. So when I decided that I needed to start to learn how to read it, I wrote to Huzul and I said, please pray for me that I can learn to read it well and that I can learn to read it quickly. And alhamdulillah, it wouldn't have been possible without Huzul's prayers. Obviously, I don't have any Muslim family members. So sometimes if I have like a theological question or a fiqh question, or even just, you know, there's certain things that other people, they can go to their family or they can go to the close people for if they need like support or help or anything. Obviously, I don't have that as a convert, but I feel very blessed that Allah drew me to Islam Ahmadiyya, the one sect in Islam where we have Khilafat, because there's somebody that you have a relationship with, even if I don't know him personally and he's never seen me before. But it's somebody that I can write to and I can always ask him for prayers and also ask him for advice if I've got any sort of difficult circumstances that it might not come up for everybody. But these are the sort of things that I'm dealing with and I know that I can always get Huzul's advice on it. So I remember the first time that I saw Huzul in person. It was only a few weeks after I'd accepted Islam Ahmadiyya, and it was at the Peace Symposium of Huzul. And I remember feeling so in awe when I saw him, like he's real, because I'd seen all these videos about him, and it's very different when you see him in person. So going to the Peace Symposium and hearing him talk about worldly matters, wars. I think it was about the war between Russia and Ukraine. Um, and bringing a really unique perspective onto it was really mind-blowing for me. But I think it was really important for me, at least in my early days as an Ahmadi, to hear that, because he not only did he talk about a really rational and um, just way to approach the matter, he also brought Islam into it and showed how Islam provides the best solutions to all things. And I think that's not only good for me as a new Ahmadi, but also all the other guests. There were people who weren't Muslim there as well. Um, so obviously I've seen Huzul a couple of other times. When I come to Islamabad, I see him here like before prayers and stuff. And whenever I see him, I just feel so happy inside. And it's quite strange because that's the man that I'm constantly writing to and I get responses from, and he prays for not just me, but obviously the whole Jamaat and everything. So I remember when I came here once for prayers and I was waiting here and I was looking at Huzul and Huzul looked at my face when I was waving at him and I felt so special for like a whole week straight after that. It was a really special experience. So my family's quite religious. I've got a sibling who had a statue of the Mary. Um, I accidentally knocked it over by accident, and I was really worried about how this could come across to him. I didn't want to make it look like I was acting badly against the religion because I'm a Muslim or something. But equally, I didn't know whether or not it was okay to reimburse him for the cost of it because I didn't know whether that would count as shirk. So I wrote a letter to Huzul and I asked Huzul to tell me what's the best thing that I can do in this situation. And Huzul wrote back to me and he said that it's actually in this circumstance, it's okay to reimburse him and that I should. So that's what happened. And alhamdulillah, I feel like if I hadn't had Khilafat, I wouldn't have known what to do in that situation. And I think that would have been very difficult for me balancing my own personal, feelings of justice, but also not wanting to go against my religion. So yeah, for some people, this is just like a really small, trivial sort of thing that happens in your day-to-day life. It happens to most people, I guess. things come up. But the fact that Huzul read my letter and responded to such a small, insignificant issue, and listened to the fact that I was quite distressed about it, it means a lot to me, and I think that's such a special thing that comes from Khilafat, and it's such a blessing.
दुआओं का साया अलूही नजारे सदा दे रहे हैं अलूही नजारे सदा दे रहे हैं ज़मीं पर सुरैया से ईमान आ